Hello, everybody. So let's start this awesome event. So, guys, while everybody is joining, can you please comment on the chat if you are hearing me okay? If everything is fine? Can you see me? Can you hear me fine? Please comment on the chat if everything is alright while everybody is joining. It's a very hot day here in Lisbon. I'm sweating a bit, I'm not gonna lie. It's really hot. All good. Daniel Florencio is saying all good. So nice. So everybody okay. So the sound is great. Yes. So guys, welcome to the Tech Hiring Trends Portugal. Um, we're gonna have landing jobs employers awards at the end. First of all, 2020 was a tough year with outbursts of COVID-19 in Portugal and all the challenges it created for companies and individuals. It was a really tough year for everybody here, right? And I mean, we decided to create this tech hiring trends is part of the community. This is a tech hiring community initiative that we want to bring to our community for everybody to enjoy, to use it. And who better to talk a bit about this than Pedro Castro. Castro is our head of business at Landing Jobs, and I would invite Pedro Castro to the stage. Hi, Pedro. Do you copy?
Hello.
Oh,
I
Pedro
do
is here.
copy. I do copy.
How are
Thank
you
you.
doing, Pedro? Everything fine?
Everything fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, and are you ready to take the stage and present?
I hope I am. I think our attendees will tell me in the end if I was ready or if I could need some more preparation. No, yeah.
I'm sure it will be great. So the stage is yours. I'm gonna leave. Rocket.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gui. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, thank you very much for joining us in this July afternoon. I will start right away with sharing my screen and presenting the Tech Hiring Trends report. Then we will have a brief moment for Q&A. And afterwards, you will get to know the winners of the employer awards for Portugal. I'm not good at multitasking. Very well. So I will proceed and I will ask Rui to let me know if someone is having trouble reading my screen. But basically, every year, Landing.Jobs carries out a survey to tech professionals in Portugal, which is called the Tech Careers Report. And last year we were wondering, why not actually extending this to companies? Because yes, it's good that we know what are the average salaries in the market, but it would also be great to get to know how companies are facing their recruitment needs and are facing the next year. That's why we started the Tech Hiring Trends Report. This is the first edition, and next year we definitely hope to have also some comparison data so that we can see how we're evolving. And if you have any feedback, please leave them on the comments in the ask a questions box or send an email so that we can know how to improve this for next year. But getting to the data and highlighting some stuff for the people that may not have a lot of time to be with us. So there are a couple of highlights that I would highlight here, which are COVID-19 had a big effect, as we know, in the economy and in the labor market as a whole. But we should really feel, to some extent, privileged that in tech recruitment, our industry, the effect was not nearly as great as other industries. Indeed, only 30% of companies saw a negative effect of tech hiring needs. So 70% of them or did not change any hiring need thanks to COVID-19, or actually increased their hiring needs, which is quite easy to understand if we think about the way that we have more people working remotely and the new requirements from a security infrastructure standpoint. It's only natural that these needs would increase. Then when it comes to how easy it is to hire, we actually found out that people thought that recruiting in 2020 was harder than before. So I'm not sure if you were all aware, but I remember reading some articles in the beginning of the pandemic, which said that the golden age for talent is over, and now employers will finally have the upper hand in tech recruitment. I'm not sure if someone in the audience disagrees with me, but at least in tech, this is not the case, at least for now. We're actually finding it harder to recruit and to find the right talent. The biggest challenges for companies when they are recruiting are finding the right candidates, so finding candidates with the right skills, paying them accordingly or matching the salaries that are on the market, and then winning them over when compared with other offers. So this is quite a big problem, right? I mean, this pretty much sums the whole process up. So we hope that maybe with time and in the next edition, we can see if any of them changes so that we can have maybe more actionable feedback. Then if we go into the overview of the companies that were surveyed, we see that, surprisingly or not, almost all of them consider themselves technology companies or working in the technology industry. When it comes to location, we see a lot of centralization in both Lisbon and Porto, which shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone who knows the tech ecosystem. We are really looking forward to looking at this next year and to see whether the widespread adoption of remote work means that there are more companies who are able to base themselves and to create hubs in other cities in Portugal so as to decrease the centralization of the industry. When it comes to tech companies, we see that actually more than 70% of tech companies were born in the 21st century already. So this might mean that, well, natural selection, right? The ones that survived the .com, the bubble, if we want to go there, are fewer than the ones who are creating. And so, of course, it's easier to keep a company for 1 year than for 50 years. When we see how big their tech teams are, we see that naturally, and as Portugal is mostly a SME economy, we see that most of the tech teams have between 0 and 50 employees, even though there are some companies going to increase their tech teams, which is only natural as we look to the number of unicorns in Portugal and the increase of international companies having tech teams in Portugal that will necessarily be part of a bigger tech team as well. When it comes to international talent, this was actually one of the most surprisingly outputs of this study, because as it turns out, 45.5% of companies told us that they are open to international talent, no matter whether they have work permit or not, no matter if they are superstars or not, which is quite different from the experience that as a tech jobs marketplace we have. Not sure if this is because we have more demanding clients, but definitely it makes sense that this will increase with time and that companies increasingly open their borders and their requirements to workers from other countries, even if it's on the same time zone. But at the moment, we are still not seeing this insight happening. So one thing that will also be interesting is to see how it varies through time, because of course a photo of a certain day at a certain time does not tell us the whole picture. When it comes to tech companies allowing employees to work fully remotely, we see that most companies are doing this at the moment. Once again, it will be great to see after all the vaccination is done whether companies will allow its employees to work remote first or remote friendly, or whether they will force them back to the offices. When it comes to the 2020 retrospective, we see here a bit of the highlights that I was mentioning before. Most companies were not affected by the outbreak of COVID-19. And actually, when we look at the variations here in 3.2, we see that we have more companies with 0 to positive hiring volume effect than a negative effect here. So once again, we are lucky, I may say, to work in an industry which where actually things improved and the market dynamics improved. When it comes to tech hiring becoming harder, we actually saw a lot of companies saying that it did. So once again, it will be interesting to see how this varies. But when we look at tech hiring today, and this is also part of my experience dealing with recruiting companies every day, which is it is harder to compete with international companies that are raising the bar when it comes to salaries. And it is also becoming harder to get candidates' attention. We'll see later how employer branding investment changed and how online events are playing a different role than they were before. And so maybe we have less weapons at a recruiter disposal than we have before. Not less, but maybe we have some new ones that are not being explored yet. As for salaries, of course, the tendency would always be at least neutral to positive, but it is our expectation that salaries will keep increasing. And so if you are having trouble proving to your managers or to management why salaries should change, well, yes, sure, opting on the way that the market is going might not be the way to go, but actually the competition of international companies recruiting remote talent in Portugal is forcing companies to expand and to improve increase their labor costs. I mean, when it comes to turnover, we see that the effect is not easy to identify. It's quite a normal distribution around the same as before. But it's clear nowadays that retaining tech talent is probably as important or more important than actually recruitment practices. Because, I mean, in this market, if you are able to retain people and to keep them from looking for new challenges, if you are able to give those new challenges yourself, you'll definitely save yourself some time and money when it comes to recruiting the replacement for that position. When it comes to the turnover, we see that most companies have turnovers under 10%. So this is a question that we were actually asked quite a lot. What is the usual turnover metric that we can take? According to this, I know that 10% and 0% is different, but we can safely go for around 10%, 7% as a market average. When it comes to 2021, companies are seeing the market going increasingly hotter, if we may say. So most companies, around 75% of companies, are increasing their hiring needs in 2021. This makes only sense as some of them were not able to fulfill the metrics for 2020, and so they are also accumulating some vacancies from before. And then the work never ends, right? And the rhythm never stops for growing companies. And this is good. We should also look at this with great eyes, because it means that companies are developing their teams, are investing in their teams, and are growing, right? When it comes to profiles, which are the most sought after, and technologies, this is mostly indicative. So the magic here will be to balance this through time and to see how possibly some changes will occur, and also how this relates to the talent supply, right? We are measuring demand here. We are asking companies, what are you looking for? It will be great in future years when we do the tech careers report and the tech hiring trends report for us to actually see how supply and demand are balanced, and there is scope for the market to be functioning properly. When it comes to seniorities, well, there's not much to say there. Mid-levels, in the middle, you have the virtue, right? And so most companies are looking for mid-levels. And 75% of companies also expect to increase their salaries in 2021. So it is an effect that will keep on happening and will definitely be partly attributed to remote companies setting up their international teams here. Then this is quite an interesting insight which is related with employer branding. And actually from contacts with companies, we see that increasing an employer branding budget is not easy nowadays, partly because the ROI is more evident for companies. So before, some companies would go to big events and they will not have a very analytical way to measure things. By becoming online, companies have better ways to see the return of the events. And one thing that's proven is that when the return isn't sure, we are more likely to drop a certain feature than if we have a clear number or a good number of a certain return on investment in a certain initiative. So, but this brings other problems, right? Because if companies need to attract talent, they actually need to increase their visibility and increase the way that they're viewed by employees. And so this really opens here some windows of opportunities for different approaches, changing a bit the recruitment channels that companies are using, and maybe opting to approach different and new communities so that you can then have those communities get to know about you and apply. When it comes to outsourcing expense, we see a slightly positive effect of the pandemic, probably because companies are afraid of the crisis that some people are guessing that will be on the horizon just after the economic stimuli are over. And so some companies are going through the outsourcing route so as to increase their flexibility when it comes to labor costs. This is kind of an halt to the trend that all the market has been going through. We talk with companies going through this transition every week, and companies with big outsourcing chunks of their teams are actually looking to decrease them so as to internalize their core value proposition, which is becoming increasingly tech. And now maybe this uncertainty brought by the pandemic will put an halt and slow down this trend. Then we actually asked some people about tech recruitment in Portugal and how they felt about the market as a whole. We asked people if they found Portugal attractive for international tech professionals, and 9 out of 10 companies considers Portugal attractive, which is also great because if we have as many companies open to international talent, we definitely hope Portugal is an attractive proposal for them, even if they don't need to relocate. When it comes to how can Portugal be more attractive, this was a question that we asked people who answered no. Actually, looking back, we could have actually asked this to people who said yes, because there's always room for improvement. But the main issue, and the issue that was most often raised, were salaries, right? How Portugal cannot compete with salaries being practiced in other countries. Then we had a bit of answers going around government policy, from tax benefits to tax structure to investment policies and visa conditions. And then we have some other topics being referred, like the hierarchical culture and cutting edge technology. So the lack of maybe an actual technology hub in Portugal, which can attract more companies and create the so-called Europe Silicon Valley, right? Then when it comes to the channels that are most used by Portuguese companies to attract candidates, over 95% of companies rely on LinkedIn to fill their tech openings. So LinkedIn is definitely, when it comes to the most used channel, on top there. Then we have referrals in a close second, also because all companies try to do it, even if they still have to take the leap to doing it better. Then we have job boards and events being used. And then we have agencies. And in last, and I actually see this with good eyes because I see this as a great opportunity, we have around 36% of companies using Landing.Jobs for their tech hiring needs, which, considering the state of the market, I can only see as there are reasons to smile and to believe that the future can be slightly brighter. Of course, all these channels have different pros and cons. They are not one size fits all. But when it comes to a omni-channel recruitment and talent acquisition strategy, you should definitely consider a mix of all of them. When it comes to the key challenges in hiring processes in Portugal, and as I mentioned before, lack of candidates with enough expertise, and I think it's kind of combined with the lack of available candidates are there on the top. Then whenever you find a candidate with good expertise, which is available, you might hit a wall when it comes to salary negotiation. And then we have some other reasons, but starting with losing out to other companies, which often has to do with the branding that your company has, how its company is perceived in the market, and how other companies might be doing a better job at showcasing their employee value proposition. Then, when it comes to the sample analysis, and to finish things off, this was not interviews, but a survey carried out in the beginning of this year. Most of the respondents were talent and recruitment professionals. We also had some hiring managers and C-level professionals answering. And I think that's it, Rui. I hope this answered some of the questions. I did not go through all of the data, so as to also allow people to download the report and make their own analysis. And yeah, I'll be happy to answer any questions that we might have.
So, Pedro, we have here a question from Renan.
Yeah.
In your research about tech hiring trends, did you identify the percentage of companies that are going to hire from outside Portugal, from Brazil, for example? If yes, which positions are likely to be filled by foreigners?
That's actually a great question, Renan. And so we have different questions. And then one thing that you may do is, if you send an email to the email that we have on the report, you can ask for the raw data of the report and we can send it over so that you can cross some other dimensions. Of course, if we did a cross dimension analysis on all the variables, we will take more than 20 pages and it will become harder to read. But you can, for example, cross the companies who said that they are open to hiring international candidates with the skills and the positions that they are hiring for. So by doing this sort of analysis, you can understand which positions they're okay with hiring internationally, and which type of companies we tend to find in these open to international companies. One thing I would guess is that companies are more willing to hire international talent for positions and skills that are scarce in Portugal. If they are not able to find the right talent in Portugal, sometimes they will open the door and concede to hiring international talent. This is not the case all the time. Some companies are very open to international talent, but I'll say that the norm is, if I can find the talent in Portugal, usually we have two routes. I'll either find it internationally or I will find an agency which can do the job for me.
So guys, let's I will keep advertising here. Landing.Jobs account already said, don't forget that you have here a green button that says download the report here. If you click on that, you have access to all the report. If you want to raw data, you can go, as Castro said, or you can email us at let's talk at Landing.Jobs. Leave your questions if you have any. In the meanwhile, this is our first intelligence market report that is fully dedicated to companies, but is the first of a series of reports of this kind that we are doing to other geographies. So the first one was focused in Portugal. We're gonna do some that are focused on different European markets. Okay, so you guys stay tuned. We have here another question. So here, the question is, hi Pedro, in the research you did, the companies that said that will be open to international talent, would they have any fund or help for visa applications and so on?
So we didn't ask that question precisely. We may analyze and add it to the survey next year. But from experience, pretty much all the companies that at Landing.Jobs we work with and that are open to international talent, they have a partner to deal with the visa. Landing.Jobs does this, for example. There are a lot of players out there also giving these services, from supporting the visa process from application to the SEF appointment to landing, so to speak, to also paying candidates internationally, which is also an area that Landing.Jobs offers services on. But yes, I don't think that we know a lot of companies, only when they reach a certain size. I'm sure there are examples of big companies that have their in-house relocation machine, so to speak. But most companies outsource these activities since they are not the core or they don't perceive them as the core of the HR recruitment talent acquisition function.
So this one I didn't mention, but it was posted by Katia. We have here another one from Walter Fernandes, that said, you did mention the effect of companies coming in from other countries and hiring for full remote roles. You also mentioned how this affects the average of salary values. My question is, what is your feeling about this increased tendency? Would you call it a bubble? Or you expect this trend to keep going up continuously until it raises Portugal to average closer to Central Europe / USA?
You're asking for a lot here, Walter. I mean, it's very easy for me. It's very easy for me to. I'm on tape here, so let's see what happens until there. But if you ask me, and if I would have to bet which one of these it is, I don't think it is a bubble. I thought it was a bubble before, and I think it might stop being a bubble whenever. Let's not forget the underlying fundamentals of the market, right? So we have talent demand on the rise every year and companies needing more and more and more and more developers. And we have this limited amount of new talent in the market. And so this is not a bubble. This is a market mismatch. Now, how long will it take for us to produce talent in the size of meeting the market needs? I think then, as soon as we are able to make it, and I don't think it will be in the next 5 years, not to mention more, but I don't think it will be in the next 5 years, I don't think the bubble will burst. It's the same with, for example, housing prices, for example. You don't see them dropping, even though everything is, all the rest has been coming down, but in Portugal at least, you don't see them dropping yet. But this might be a bubble, actually, if you ask me. But when it comes to tech talent, I don't see this as a bubble. I see this as a trend that might continue for the foreseeable future. I don't say forever, but definitely for a long, long time.
Okay, so let's wait just a little bit to see if any other question pops. Here we had a comment from Lauren Perez commenting on the question of Katia about the visa and the fund. And she said something interesting. She said, my company pays for the full relocation services from the visa perspective, translation, lawyers, application, staff appointments, and also provides a small relocation stipend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, guys, if there is no more questions, let's advance to the employer awards, right? to the second part. In the meanwhile, if you guys have any doubt regarding this, feel free to contact us. You can reach Pedro Castro. You can reach Landing.Jobs directly, wherever you feel more comfortable. So let's do this, okay?
Thank you very much. I'll also be here. I will turn off my mic and leave you to it. Rui, you're our Oscars host this afternoon.
Yeah.
But I'll still be here. And if I see also any other question, I'll also try to answer in the chat. So no worries. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Castro. So, and now I would ask Landing.Jobs account to share the screen for our employers. Oh, are you guys excited? I am very excited. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. A really nice visual. The employer awards. I'm very excited about this. So the employer awards are the recognition by landing jobs of the companies that outshined with us during 2020. Okay, and yeah, I mean, let's start with the first category, and the first category is the best hiring process. Okay, so the hiring time is the decisive factor from created to engage and to the final offer. So for the best, applying the motor ready set go throughout the whole hiring funnel, and the winner is Lovish. So big congrats to Lovish here to receive this virtual award. We have João Pinto. I would invite João Pinto to the stage um, if he is here. I'll wait a bit because I mean these virtual events it takes a bit longer. When we are on live awards, you have that time where the person goes from the stage to the to the seat. Oh, but here
Hello.
we have João here. How are you, João?
I'm fine, fine. Thanks. Glad
First of all,
to be here.
congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So, would you like to say a few words?
Besides, thank you. I mean, this award, or I think it translates well the need that Lovish and the posture that Lovish has when going to the market to get talent. If we really need people, then we will drop down, we'll tear down actually all the barriers that might exist to have them on board as quickly as possible. We've tried to streamline our processes from start to end, and I can make that compliment that the Landing.Jobs platform helped a lot while doing that. So this is actually a joint venture while winning this award. So thanks.
No, thanks a lot, João. That's great. And once again, congratulations to you and
Thank
to
you.
Lovish. Okay, so we are ready to go to the next category. And the next category is most attractive proposition for getting the most swipe rights from applicants. I really like these descriptions. So divides the number of applicants for the number of jobs. If a company can attract lots of applications, their jobs is doing something good. And the winner of for most attractive proposition is OLX Group. Congratulations to OLX Group. And the person who's gonna speak on behalf of OLX Group is Inês Quaresma. I would invite Inês Quaresma to the stage. I saw that she's here already because she commented before saying, "Hi everybody, all good." When I asked if you guys were hearing it. Do we have Inês Quaresma? Yeah, like I was saying, in the live events, like they call, there is a music, people
Hi.
join. So Inês is here.
Hi.
Congratulations, Inês, for this
Thank you.
award.
Thank you a lot. I would like to say that I'm very sorry that you are not together in the landing office. It will be our opportunity to finally meet some people face to face. But of course, I hope you are all safe, and this is the most important thing right now.
Yeah, it was our goal to have this kind of a not virtual event to bring people together as part of this community, but I mean, COVID challenges right now, and in Lisbon is
Crazy.
it's been
right
really
now.
tough. So we had to postpone that not non-virtual encounter, but I'm sure that's in the future,
In the future.
hopefully not that far away, we can all be together.
Yeah. So basically about this award, thank you very much on behalf of all OLX TA PDT team, of course, not just me, I'm just representing everyone. And in fact, and you show that with the report, we all know that more than ever, competition in the tech market is fierce. So it's really important to bring this type of strategies to the market. So really happy to see that you are doing something valuable on that point. So thank you a lot. Thank you a lot.
Thank you, Ines, and congratulations again to you and OLX Group. So the next category is the best candidate experience for having "You've Got a Friend in Me" as the soundtrack of the hiring process. Who have thought I would be singing Toy Story themes here on this on this award ceremony? And so basically, we gathered feedback from our account managers and our candidates to have this feeling, and the winner for best candidate experience on Landing Jobs Employers Awards 2020 is Caixa Geral de Depósitos. Congratulations to Caixa Geral de Depósitos for being such a great company and helping the candidate experience. We couldn't have nobody from Caixa Geral today to receive the award. They sent a video, but they couldn't join us. And I will get to the next category, that is community engagement. Okay, the best community engagement. For companies who were more involved in our activities throughout the year 2020, this is a very special award, at least for me, because I feel as the owner of the tech hiring community, this has a special place in my heart. And the winner for best community engagement is TBLX. A big congratulations to TBLX. And here we have Sara Gurjão to receive this award. Sara Gurjão, if you guys hadn't seen our newsletter of Tech Hiring Community, today's edition was created by Sara Gurjão. A really good piece, a really good article sharing the barometer. Oh, Sara is here? Sara is here. Hi, Sara. Can you hear us?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I have our previous awards on here in the shelf.
Oh.
I have our Lego truck.
So you have everything. Yes.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm in the office. Yes, of course, I was sad that we couldn't have this in person since last year. It was like pre-pandemic. It was our last event in person.
Yes.
It was super fun. And we got to exchange in person. I got to meet a lot of people from other companies. It was super great. And yeah, I'm a little bit nervous to be here online. I would rather be in person receiving it from the assessor of the Prime Minister like last year.
Yeah, I mean, it was more fancy. But
exactly. But I tried my best with the setup.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. One of the best setups we had so far, Sara. Congratulations on that.
You guys still have time to prepare your setup. You are coming next. So
yes, the pressure now. Pressure now.
Yeah. So about the community engagement award, you were saying, Rui, that this is particularly important for you, right? And then I was invited, and I didn't hear what you said after.
I was talking about the newsletter article that you wrote that came out today, and
Yes.
It was a really good piece, and we have having great feedback so far. If you want, you can share here on the chat the barometer or a link for it. Yes, it would be interesting for all the people here attending this.
Yes, for sure. And maybe Carlota, that is in the audience, she can also share, because she was a huge contributor to making this happen. She's our external communications specialist, so she will be sharing this, I'm sure. She's already doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the community engagement is not only engaging with you, Rui, with Landing.Jobs, but also with the community, with the IT community in general. And I feel that this year we actually invested a lot in that, and we grew our space in that sense. So we invested in what we put out in our Medium page. and what we share. So we want to continue to do so because I feel that this also transmits our culture. And this is, since we are working in a hybrid mode, it's important that we continue to foster this. So thank you for this award. We can add it to our show.
Yes. You start building up a museum right there, right? With all the awards.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Once again, thanks to TBLX and to you, Sarah. It has been great. And let's move on to the next category. Goodbye, Sarah. Thank you. And the next category is the best remote company to watch for having mastered the art of wearing pajamas to work every day. So remote has been a big part of these new years, right? From the pandemic on, remote is the big subject every time we talk about tech hiring, tech recruitment, and the best remote company to watch is, the word goes to Emery's. And a big congratulations to Emery's. Here to receive this award, we have Josué Doria. And while he's coming to the stage, probably preparing the background as Sarah did. I mean, Sarah, they are building a museum right there. They have so many awards. It's unfair. They have so many awards on the shelves, and the Lego truck, the iconic Lego truck. Oh, and we have here Josué. How are you, Josué?
I'm fine. How about you guys?
Congratulations.
Thanks. And you see, I'm not wearing a pajama, but I am in my son's bedroom, so I can take a nap there if I need it.
Yes.
Yeah, guys.
Yes.
Thanks for the award. It was like in a real collaboration from Landing.Jobs. Like, we are an international company, just arriving here in Lisbon, and then even this prize got us surprised because we had some struggles to find people, even working remotely, which goes directly from what Pedro was saying before, right? It's kind of difficult to find the top talents with the right skills we are looking for. But so we are glad that we get this award, and also the collaboration from Landing.Jobs was and is still being amazing, from helping us in recruiting, having the people landing from another countries. Like, we have people working remotely that are also coming to Lisbon, and Landing.Jobs is helping us in like almost 360 on that. So it's like,
thanks a lot for those kind words, Josué.
Prize. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you, and congratulations again to Emery's and to you for this award.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we are reaching the final category of these awards, and the Employer of the Year. So this is a big award, and the winner of the Employer of the Year of the Employer Awards Landing.Jobs 2020 is... I'm drum rolling with my fingers right now. Volkswagen Digital Solutions. A big congratulations to Volkswagen. And to receive this award, we have Duarte Oliveira to join us. This is a big award. A big congratulations to Volkswagen Digital Solutions, our partners for some time now. And while Duarte is joining us, you can leave on the comments some categories that you feel that Sarah is feeling the competition here. Yeah, I mean, TBLX was also a great employer this year. Duarte is joining us, I believe. He's connecting. Okay. Yeah, Sarah, this is a challenge for next year for all the companies that are present here to see who can take the Employer of the Year award. The most ambitious award of these employer awards. And we are reaching the end of our awards. We are just waiting a bit for Duarte to connect. In the meanwhile, do not forget to download the report if you haven't done it yet. You can also ask for the raw data. We are more than happy to send them to you guys. Um, all the all the people um, involved here in this competition. A big congratulations to all of you. I mean, don't forget to check. Carlota shared in the chat here the barometer, the TBLX that had a great. They have a great article. You guys check that out. The one that Sarah was talking about. You guys can see it there. Um, and while Duarte is having uh, this time to arrive here, I'll probably invite Pedro. Do you want to join the room as well, Castro?
Yes, Rui.
Yes. So while Duarte is having trouble, we got the seats of Duarte really far from the stage, so he has to go through lots of
He was
people
in the
to.
balcony, right? We put him in the
Exactly.
balcony. We got him.
Exactly. It was in the balcony. So, uh, Castro, do you want to do a kind of a wrap up of these awards?
Of course I do. Of course I do. So,
Please, you're
I
so much
mean,
more eloquent than I am.
please, please. So, typically, the Landing.Jobs Employer Awards are and there
Oh, we
is
have Duarte here. We have Duarte
there
here.
is
Struggling here with some technical issues, but I think it's
no
now
worries.
solved. So sorry.
Congratulations, Duarte.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Duarte, on this award. Congratulations to Volkswagen and to you as well.
Thank you
So,
so much. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Hi everyone. I would just like to to thank on behalf of Volkswagen Digital Solutions for this award. This recognition it's a great satisfaction for all of us, and of course that there is a proof that we are on the right path to become the company that we inspire to. So this recognition is of course for all the entire team and for all of our employees, and which I believe will be much more in the future with your help. And thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Oh, we thank you. And once again, congratulations, Duarte, to you and to Volkswagen Digital Solutions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you soon. Bye bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Pedro, you can come back now. You were.
Thank you, Rui. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm just in time. So,
Yeah.
basically, tell me.
No, I was saying to move one slide here. Exactly, the thank you slide. If you're thanking people, a thank you slide would be
You
more
should have a
appropriate.
thank you slide.
Sorry.
It doesn't count as thanks if you don't have a thank you slide.
Of course, of course.
So yeah, when it comes to for not for words but afterwards, so to speak, in Landing.Jobs we are fortunate to work with great companies every year. Of course, I mean we can only measure the performance of our clients. Unfortunately, we still cannot measure everything everywhere. We're not Google. But until then, we really put an effort on making sure that these awards were connected with actual data from the applications volume, organic applications, from the timings of the hiring process to the participations in events. And so these were the winners this year. Thankfully, we are getting some new faces, even though some repeat faces, which is also just a measure of how consistent some companies are able to be. And I just hope that next year, as Inês, as Sarah, as a lot of people mentioned, we can all be, I don't know if in the Landing.Jobs office, if in one of our events somewhere else, but that we can be together for this moment, change some best practices, and make tech recruitment easier, because we need to make it easier. It's hard as it is, right?
Of course, of course. So a big thank you to everybody, and hope to see you guys soon. Don't miss our initiatives. tech hiring community conferences, Landing.Jobs events. So guys, stay tuned, okay? So it was really nice to see you guys. Goodbye. Thank you.